Earlier this year, we got confirmation on the next Nintendo Cinematic Universe movie. I'm not entirely sure if they said that this is going to be this big interconnected plan, but yeah, Legend of Zelda movie totally makes sense after Super Mario Brothers movie, and if Nintendo wants to go ahead and, build upon their vast amount of video game IPs, I mean, it totally makes sense for the next thing up, their second biggest franchise, to in fact be the one to get the filmic adaptation. It's just people ended up scratching their heads going, oh god, okay. And then especially a couple years back in the middle of the night when Shigeru Miyamoto hopped on the Nintendo Twitter account and said, yeah, hi, I'm working with a bunch of hacks over at Sony and we're doing a live action Zelda. It's like, I beg your pardon. And then to get that confirmed back in March that, oh yeah, Legend of Zelda, yeah, it's A, coming out, B, it's going to be live action, and C, it's made by a bunch of people that are just totally and completely incompetent. So already people were, oh god, just not looking forward to this, because as cool of an idea and as ripe for the picking the Legend of Zelda lore is for telling a big blockbuster-esque story, you know that they'd mess it up. So let's just go ahead and refresh everybody's memory here real quickly and tell you about who's attached to the project before we start to get into some rumors, which are just diabolical. So Nintendo's Risky, The Legend of Zelda movie, gets a release date. Yes, back at the end of March we learned about this. It was easy to forget this even existed, but The Legend of Zelda live-action movie from Sony, oh god, and Nintendo is still happening, and it now has a release date. That would be March 26th, 2027, almost exactly 2 years from now and 4 years from when it was announced in 2023. And the first confirmation seemed to be through a new Nintendo News app of all places, something Nintendo wants everybody to download. Yeah, they were really pushing this hard ahead of the reveal of the Nintendo Switch at the beginning of April, and here we are talking about the live-action Zelda movie on the doorstep of the release of the Switch 2. Anyways, the Zelda movie may be a somewhat exciting prospect, but it also feels like a pretty big risk for a few reasons. Yeah, namely because it's live action. It's like there's no reason for this to be. Okay, it could be animated just like the Super Mario Brothers movie and it'd be perfect. But it's just, hey man, executives and pencil pushers in Hollywood don't see any legitimacy in animation, even if you look past in the recent history of Hollywood at the top grossing movies of the past couple of years, and how many of them are animated? How many billion-dollar hits do you have with CGI or animated leads? Exactly. Yes. So live action, something that was not the case for the billion-dollar grossing Super Mario Brothers movie, and it was able to channel the look and feel of the games exactly. Yeah, you just hope for the Super Mario Bros. 2 movie, they think about putting a story in there. Doing that in a live action for the Zelda movie will be much more difficult. Perhaps not impossible. The director of the movie seems at least something of a question mark. Yeah, just somebody who has a track record of producing, mid-2010s slop. That would be Wes Ball, director of the somewhat okay, nobody looks back on these fondly, the Maze Runner trilogy. First of all, does anybody remember those? And second of all, nobody thinks of it, like, outside of maybe the first one, as any good. But yeah, most recently, the well-received Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Is that the most recent one? Yeah, that everybody forgot like 10 seconds after its release. Anyways, no, but those are the only movies under his belt in the last 11 years. And this huge, high-profile project with with an IP beloved by millions of fans over the course of quite literally 40 years. Yeah, exactly. With a vast, it's no exaggeration to say that it's Nintendo's second biggest IP. You can't go to a con or anything gaming related without seeing something unlike that in, on, and around, give or take 50 pounds, I would say. But I would also say it's probably Nintendo's most contentious fandom, because you definitely have your sects of Zelda fans that are out there. You have your 2D top-down fans, you have your 3D Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask style fans, you have your realistic Twilight Princess type fans, you got your cel-shaded Wind Waker types. Like, they're all over the place when it comes to this stuff. And that's cool, that's fine, that sparks a lot of fun conversation. And as a, reasonably sized Final Fantasy fan, I can understand people having their favorite iteration and wanting it to be the face of the franchise. It's just, I don't really think anybody in that fandom, even if they are looking forward to a live-action adaptation, that would be their first choice, even if they're for the more gritty interpretations, because Well, here we are, 2 years away from release, okay? Getting to a point in time, kind of like another high-profile project that's out there. The Harry Potter TV series, and now we're starting to get a lot more casting news on that front, and that should be coming out in on and around a similar time frame, early to mid 2027, which is just wild to think about, but that'll be showing up around that time. So we might start hearing about a couple of rumors in regards to Zelda, and not unlike one of the first rumors from the Harry Potter series, it could end up killing this project right in the crib. Hunter Schafer is reportedly being eyed to play Princess Zelda in the live-action Legend of Zelda film. Are you having a fucking laugh? If you thought the backlash to Yasuke, the Black Samurai in Assassin's Creed Shadows was going to be controversial from the Japanese fan base, you ain't seen nothing yet, because if you're unfamiliar with Hunter Schafer, because they do their damnedest with that picture selection right there on the left, well, let's just go ahead and rip the band-aid off, or the transition scar bandage. Trans actor, yes, Hunter Schafer rumored for Princess Zelda, because Hollywood's never going to fucking learn. A big rumor hits the net that trans actor Hunter Schafer is being eyed to play Princess Zelda in Nintendo's upcoming live-action Zelda movie currently in development. Rumor comes via scooper Daniel RPK, who recently dropped all of those leaks for the Marvel Vision series coming to Disney+. Hunter Schafer is known for HBO's Euphoria, Hunger Games, and will be starring in Amazon's Blade Runner 2099 series. Oh, fantastic stuff. But, oh man, if you were looking to poach Euphoria actors for the role, one, I'm surprised they didn't go with Zendaya, but two, like, Sydney Sweeney's in that, and honestly, she wouldn't have been the best pick for Zelda, but it's a hell of a lot better than a dude. The actor also recently revealed his newly issued U.S. passport lists him as male, despite identifying and selecting female on the application. Aw, shucks. Foiled again. Damn cock and balls, fucking everything up, right? Attributing the discrepancy to recent federal policy changes under the Trump administration. Oh yes, it's Trump's problem that you're mentally ill and were born a man. Oh no, that evil orange man, he just fucks everything up, hey? Yes, that restricts the gender markers on official documents to be, sex assigned at birth. Oh darn, you aren't going along with some spastic doctor from the 1960s interpretation of sex, We're finally throwing away Dr. John Mooney's interpretation of gender, that creep. Anyways, the live-action Legend of Zelda movie is officially in development, with Nintendo teaming up with Sony Pictures to bring the iconic video game franchise to the big screens. Yeah, when it comes to, big-budget adaptations, Sony's normally the studio that I'd want to go for. It's exactly, what happens. I mean, like, they have a track record of success, or I'm sorry, at least a track record of previous work, because hey, they've done good stuff with like a Spider-Man-less Spider Universe, right? Like everybody loves like Madam Web, unironically, right? And Craven and those Venom movies, Morbius, right? Like that's all Sony, and they get to do Legend of Zelda. All right, Arad. Oh, God, yes, known for producing Sony's Spider-Man and Uncharted films. Great. On board, yes, as producer, sparking speculation about the potential casting choices, including longtime fan favorite Tom Holland. Tom Holland as Link, I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world, and he's actually like a decent actor. But again, like, if you want to do something faithful for Legend of Zelda, Link, like, he can't talk, but he's definitely going to be talking in these movies. But, I mean, he's going to be falling in love with a dude. It's like, sometimes art really does mirror reality. However, given that Link is portrayed as a teenager in most of the games, the studio are reportedly seeking younger actors, with a Walker Scobell? Sure. The Adam Project and Percy Jackson cited as the type they're targeting. Oh yeah, of course, Hollywood targeting younger actors, huh? Tell me if you've heard that one before. No official cast or release date has been announced, but yes, Nintendo is also developing a sequel to the Super Mario Brothers animated movie. Yes, speculated, yes, to be titled Super Mario World. Yeah, that kind of makes a lot of sense, unless, of course, you were going to be, doing a Doki Doki Panic movie, but that would be a shout out to the real fans. But apparently, Nintendo really doesn't care all that much about their cinematic adaptations being for the fans, because if they go forward with this, oh my God, get ready. Get ready for the YouTube sphere to be making more money than this movie will ever make. It's... God, man, it's a totally avoidable disaster, but one that is so fucking stupid, I could totally see it happening. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.